We are recording. Oh, there's been shenanigans. This is the third time I've used this camera. This is only the second time I have filmed with this camera, and I'm still getting used to it. We had a little practice. I'm supposed to be looking at the lens, not at myself. We had a little practice yesterday on a different mode. Took a look to see how that worked, and it didn't work. So we're back on the same mode as I did my last video on. But whew, it's not easy. I prefer the old phone, just put it on the thing and press go, but never mind, we're here. Anyway, so thank you for coming back to my kitchen. You are very welcome as always. Today I'm going to be making spiced lentil soup, which is a lot easier to make than working this camera. So yes, this is a lovely soup. It's made obviously with lentils, being a spiced lentil soup, and it has cumin and turmeric in, cinnamon. It's really nice, and we put coconut milk in at the end to make it lovely and creamy. So to start, we need to put 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil in a pan. And just heat that gently while we chop the onions. So we need 2 onions. So this recipe, spiced lentil soup, I copied out of a friend's book, quite a few years ago now. I have changed both the method and I think one of the ingredients in it, but it is basically what the recipe was. So these need to be chopped quite finely. Although they are going to be whizzed up at the end, so. And they'll just all go into the oil to fry off. That's 2 onions in, and now for 2 garlic cloves. We'll just go over that to chop up finely. So next we need to chop up 4 tomatoes. There, and that can all go in the pan. That needs to just fry off for about 2 minutes. It doesn't need very long. So once that's had about 2 minutes, we need to add our lovely spices. So here I have half a teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 6 cardamom pods, and half a cinnamon stick, and they'll just all go in. And it starts to smell delicious. Oh. Lovely. Next goes in, and I have washed these red lentils, 8 ounces or 225 grams of red lentils. And then 900 millilitres of water. And we just need to bring that to the boil. And once that's boiling, we'll put the lid on and simmer for 25 minutes to cook the lentils. Look at the lovely colour already. So while that soup is bubbling away nicely, we're just going to juice a lime, just 1 lime. We only need 1 tablespoon. There, we'll just set that aside for later on. So the soup has had about halfway of cooking. Oh, it's lovely. I'll just bring you down to have a look. Look at the colour of that. Doesn't it look delicious? Anyway, I'm just going to add some salt and pepper at this stage. And we'll leave that cooking away for its allotted time. There, my soup's had the 25 minutes now. We're going to whiz it up with one of these, but first we need to remove from the soup 6 cardamom pods and the cinnamon stick. We put 6 in, so I'm sure I can get, there's the 6th one. Now the cinnamon stick can be a bit harder to get out because it's all in one piece this time. Sometimes when I do this soup it's all broken up into pieces, but this time it stayed in one piece. I can get it there. 1 cinnamon stick and 6 cardamom pods. So we'll turn the heat off now. That's all cooked. And give it a whiz up. So once it's all whizzed, we need to sieve it. So so you'll need I've got a big wire sieve here, and sieve it into another saucepan. But because I can't pick this big, well I can pick it up but I can't tip it, I'm just going to use a ladle to start sieving it. And just press the soup through the sieve. I'll bring you closer so you can see. If you can see underneath, it's all coming out lovely and smooth underneath. It just smooths out the lentils a bit, and of course sometimes, as I said, that cinnamon stick will fall into pieces, so it will sieve that out too. Right, I think now I can pour the rest in. I can pick it up now. And just press it all through. Oh, look at that, lovely. There, perfect. So after I've cleared up a little bit that mess that I made, we'll get the coconut milk. So this recipe calls for a 400 milliliter can of coconut milk, and that's the one I've got. As you know, if you've ever used coconut milk, it does solidify on the top if it's not very warm. We do want to save a little bit, just put a little bit in a jug for garnish later. The rest of it goes in there, in the saucepan, but I want some out. There's some at the bottom. So if you haven't used coconut milk before, this will look quite disgusting. Actually, I'll bring you down. Otherwise, if you're doing this recipe and it's the first time you've used coconut milk, you'll be worried at this point, but it's fine. As you can see, I don't know how well you can see in this can, but it all goes lumpy and horrible. Ugh, it looks disgusting. But when it gets hot in the soup, it liquefies and it's nice. And it also liquefies if you've got any lumps still in it. I'll stop stirring this up for you because it's disgusting, and I'll just put some in this little jug for the garnish later. As soon as it hits the warmth, it'll be fine. It goes together all nice and creamy. I promise you, it does. There, so we'll just pop all this in here now. Ooh, ooh, splosh, 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 splosh. Ah! And of course we're going to need this heat on. Just give that a stir around until it all goes in there nice and creamy. Oh, look, you can see it now going. Oh, it just about fits in this pan, doesn't it? So to this we just want to add 1 tablespoon of the lime juice that we juiced earlier. There. And give it one final taste, just to check the salt and pepper really. Oh, I think that needs a little more salt. So this just needs to heat up on low. Don't put it too high. We don't want this to boil. We just want it to heat up nicely. Obviously the soup that we blended was hot to start with, so it just needs the coconut milk to heat up. And that's it, we're done, and I'll serve it up for you. Yeah, perfect. This recipe does freeze well too. I will be putting the remainder in a Tupperware container and freezing it when it's cool. I don't think you can see my head. Freezing it when it's cool. There, we're having this for lunch today. Oh, and I like to serve this with naan bread. And don't forget the coconut milk garnish as a swirl on the top. Perfect. Today this recipe has made 7 portions, and remember, as always, the ingredients are in the description. So thumbs up as usual, and I hope to see you again next time.